I looked it up. It is champing at the bit.
I don't believe it.
Eat a
still
dick.
don't believe it.
Eat a dick, Joel.
Hey, welcome to Curling Nation Season 4, Episode 1. Welcome back to Season 3. No, wait. Season 4 of Curling Nation. Curling Nation is brought to you by Modus Financial. Visit moduscc.com for all your credit card processing and point of sale needs. Also, new sponsor this year, Endgame Curling. Endgamecurling.com. You can get a very nice broom, lightweight and an economical way to change your head every year. You don't need to change the entire head, just the fabric. Visit, and they've got travel brooms and some more accessories for the brooms. So check them out, endgamecurling.com. Sorry, folks. We're back for another season of Curling Nation. So, yeah, you didn't get rid of us that quick. Joel.
Mike.
Craig.
We're back. How was your summer, boys?
Pretty good.
It's hot. It was good. I liked it.
Yeah.
It was warm.
It's a hot summer, yeah.
Was
We
it hot boy summer?
It was dry.
yeah,
Not a lot of rain
didn't
around
rain a
here.
lot either.
Mm-hmm.
We also, for all of you at home, didn't realize this was season 4 until about 10 minutes ago, as we were prepping, doing our pre-planning for the year. We all thought it was season 3,
Season 3.
but it's not. It's season 4.
Someone figured it out a few days before you did because I had the files on my computer. So.
Yeah, that's just because you did some prep work before the rest of us.
Nerd. Way to go, Joel.
Someone has to.
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah. Let's see. I did one summer spiel.
Where?
Windy City Curling Club.
Oh yeah, I heard
It was
about
enjoyable.
that. Okay.
I thought it was a fun little atmosphere there. We have bacon.
And we have
For the
bacon.
What a
season
way to start
premiere.
off the
It's a
year.
new season.
Man,
Hot
What?
dog.
what a treat. But yeah, we went down there. That was my first time there.
Smells good.
Yeah,
So,
it does smell good.
Windy-
Spacious.
Windy City Curling Club,
Yeah.
Chicago.
Yeah, it's Chicago land area, west of Chicago.
Westburbs somewhere?
Yeah, what is it? It's Lamont, maybe. I forget.
Sure.
I forget what it is. Or Oak. I don't remember. Oak Creek.
Oakland.
You have the
no.
internet as we do, so you can look
Yeah,
it
you
up.
look up Windy City. Yeah, great spot though. Matt, who's I don't know, like the club was kind of there, running the show. Was a great dude. Yeah, we had a good time.
Dedicated hours?
Yes, 3 sheets. Pretty good curl.
That's a fairly-
pretty good speed.
That's a fairly new dedicated facility in the
I
past
think
couple
so.
years?
Yeah,
5.
3, yeah, 4 or 5 years.
I think it was.
old,
I think
maybe.
it was pre-COVID.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, but yeah, great little spot.
Isn't it like in the basement of a strip mall?
Yes. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
You can curl anywhere, people.
Yeah, the speed was good. The curl, all the sheets were a little different, but it was fun. Good. We had a good weekend.
What month was this summer spiel?
August.
Okay.
Yeah. On Thursday when we went down, it was like 96 degrees or something. It was bananas. And Friday and Saturday it cooled down a bit, but it was nice to get out on the ice when it was super hot outside, and the ice stood up. It was they had it. It was good ice. So
We've had several members of our club head down there for spiels, and I've always heard good things.
yeah, it was my first time. It was pretty fun. We definitely brought the atmosphere. We closed the club down on Thursday night and Friday night.
Ooh.
Yeah, we bonspieled hard, but it was a good time. I think we left at like 1 on Saturday, and there was still a few stragglers, but we couldn't go any longer. So it was good.
Sweet. I did not play in any summer spiels.
No, that doesn't surprise me.
I did go to the I got roped into helping coach
Okay.
at the a junior camp. My kid was in a junior camp. Martin, he's 12 now,
Where was that?
in Blaine.
Okay.
Can I get some bacon? Please?
Nope, sorry. Yes, you can have some of your bacon. Is this the black pepper
Black
cherry?
pepper cherry. Yeah,
It's delicious.
As always.
it's the one.
I was in Blaine,
Mm-hmm.
the Four Seasons Curling Club, they call it. And I went up with Martin,
Home of the lupus spiel.
and I knew that I couldn't just show up and not be like asked to help out, so I did.
Got it.
But I had a lot of work to do at the same time, so I did a pretty good job of like just picking and choosing a few sessions a day where I had to either help on ice or off ice.
Got it.
But there's a lot of good kids, like good curlers.
Was it put on by USA Curling?
Uh-huh.
Or okay, so I would assume Pep was there.
Mike Poplinski and Jessica Schultz were the head people.
Okay.
They were the people running it.
Got it.
So this is the USCA camp, and we talked to Pep 2 years ago about the camps he was doing, and those were separate than the HP program. They were just
Correct.
camps that get kids better at curling.
Correct. Anybody could sign up for this. There was preference for people who were in his like development program. I don't remember what it's called, but like anybody can sign up for that. You don't have to be selected or anything, so anyone can sign their kid up for that, and then they get it's like virtual sessions and coaching, and then there you can send video to the coaches, and they'll give you feedback and things like that. And they have special guests.
I remember him talking about that a little when he was on
Yeah,
the show. That was pretty cool. I
And I
feel
don't-
like that entry point, the cost was seemed fairly affordable
Yeah,
for the season.
yeah, it's pretty reasonable. I don't remember what it is, but it's not very much. I think it's a pretty good value. And so I think that if you were part of that program, you were kind of given priority to get into this camp.
Got it.
But like my son wasn't in that, and he got in.
Okay.
I don't know if there ended up being a wait list or not.
Was it because his last name was Brown?
I don't think so, but maybe they let him in knowing that I was gonna have to like help out.
Knowing they'd get some free
Also
help.
knowing he's gonna need more help because his last name's Brown.
Maybe.
Are his knees already bad, Craig?
No, his knees are fine. So he was in, and they had it into two groups. They had kind of a more advanced group and a less advanced group.
Got
And it was mainly just because like half of the kids had been to junior nationals and done pretty well.
Okay.
And they were clearly more experienced
Got it.
than some of the other ones. But there was also a big stretch of kids in the middle that could have gone probably either way.
Got it.
But excuse me, I'm eating bacon and talking at the same time. It was a good camp though in general. Like they talked about all the on ice stuff. They also talked about off ice and sports psychology stuff. And it was like basic level things that we had when I was in the national team program. You know,
Wow.
I mean, it wasn't as in depth or as advanced, but I mean, it was very similar concepts.
Sure. What would you guess the age range was for kids at this camp?
I think there was one kid that was younger than Martin,
Okay.
and I'm not sure if there was any 20 or 21-year-olds, but there was definitely some 18 and 19-year-olds. Most of the kids were probably, let's say, 16.
Okay.
And how old is Martin? Just for
He's 12.
12. Okay.
Got it.
And he didn't, like, some teams kind of signed up as teams, but they did a good job of, like, breaking people up. They didn't necessarily just, like, all right, you four are a team all the time, so you're together all the time.
Got it. That's cool.
This week, they
How
kind of...
long? How long was it? A week?
It was, like, a half a day, and then 2 full days, and then a half a day.
Okay.
So,
Nice.
yeah, I don't know. It was a good camp. It was...
That's great. Easy to get in and out of Minneapolis.
Yeah.
If they're flying in, or obviously for us Midwesterners, it's an easy drive.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mike, I need to talk about your microphone discipline a little bit. You're talking
Okay.
that way away from.
All right. So if
There
I
you
talk
go.
like this, is that better?
That's
Okay.
it's more consistent, but
You're in the toughest seat, but you're also the
Yeah.
dumbest.
That's true and true.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
It just makes my job harder.
Nope.
in
I know my role.
Yeah.
All right. I'll try. I'll do better. Thanks, Joel. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
What else happened? What'd you do in the summer?
So my hot girl summer involved more meat.
What?
Yeah,
We have a second meet today?
we got new meat,
Whoa.
What is that?
ring bologna.
Huh.
Are you making some? Or you just eat that? How do we eat
It's
this?
already- so
Room
it's
temperature?
It's already smoked.
Okay.
Yeah, it's served. It's like a summer sauce
Oh.
where it's served like room temperature.
Excellent.
It's cured and smoked already.
I'm in.
I shouldn't have eaten dinner.
We start curling. We're
Second
we're
dinner,
recording this
Second
on the 12th, and I think we have practice ice available tomorrow.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to practice,
My son does.
does he?
He's
Attaboy.
chomping at the bit.
Martin?
Yeah.
Was Henry curls a little, right?
Yeah.
Got
Henry
it.
thinks he's playing in the family.
It's actually champing at
On
the
the
bit,
f-
Craig,
on-
but you know we.
It's
that's
champing
fine.
at the bit? It's
What?
not chomping at the bit?
It's a horse thing. Yeah,
I always thought it was chomping at the bit.
it's.
I thought it was a horse thing too, but I thought it was chomping.
Because yeah,
Are you kidding me?
no.
Man, I gotta. Huh. I'm not gonna look this up now, but I'm looking it up
Okay.
later.
I'm gonna,
Yeah.
yeah. That's fascinating. I had no idea.
I only
Maybe
know
somebody at home can.
That, I only know that because I watch way too much news, and it was on the news one time, and
Got it.
Maybe
So-
somebody at home can send us clarification on this terminology.
We had to have worked
unless the
this.
news program I was watching was unless they were wrong, but it didn't sound like they were wrong. But
Okay. I
We had a-
learned a lot of things.
We had a
today.
work discussion about kitty corner and catty corner the other day. Yeah.
How'd that go?
The people that used catty corner, I told them they were wrong.
Yeah.
And that sounded dumb. So
Great.
they also said like bubbler instead of water fountain, and then it all ended up in.
It
pure
shouldn't be.
Mind you-
It's not,
mind you,
it's
many of
not
my-
caddy corner.
many of my coworkers are from Nebraska. So
So did they think it's? Do they think
that
it's
that
caddy corner?
yeah, they
in
were thinking it
Nebraska?
was catty corner.
I'm gonna ask my wife this.
Yeah. I don't.
She's from Nebraska.
Yeah. So I don't know. I was confused.
Huh. I mean, I've
Anyway.
heard the term. I just thought it was dumb people.
I don't think any of my
It's a fair
coworkers.
assumption.
The guy that used it, I actually quite like. He's a good dude. But anyway, yeah.
All right. I had to learn things about. I had to try and learn things about Israel and the Gaza Strip today
Oh,
with
man.
all that controversy
We can-
going on. I didn't
Yeah.
like I don't understand the whole Middle East politics thing well and very well, and my children
This is not a
It
podcast
was-
for that. Craig.
it was brought up in school to some extent, and so then there was a question or two, and I'm like, I don't know the answers to these questions, so I had to try and do a little research. So I learned more stuff today than most days.
Yeah. Same. My wife looked at me during a conversation at dinner tonight and was like, "That's right, isn't it?" She had made a statement. I was like, "I don't know. I can't even guess." So,
All right, Joel, what are we eating
Yeah.
here?
Yeah.
So this is my great grandfather's recipe for ring bologna.
Like a summer sausage,
Some similar
sorta.
to it.
What is in
differently
this thing?
spiced. Ring bologna spice,
What kind of meat?
and it
is
is
it pork?
beef and pork.
Beef and pork.
Yep.
Awesome.
60-40. I can't remember which one's which.
That's
I
okay.
think.
No, we're not
Well,
going to
we
hold you to it.
don't give away Grandpa's secret recipe.
Yeah. Well, no, that's not going to happen.
I usually get ring bologna made when if I shoot a deer. I quite like my venison ring bologna. This is also very good.
Where's good?
So,
Huh. All right.
This one turned out pretty good.
oh, I have to give a shout out. So when we played in our summer spiel in Windy City, we played with friend of the show Liza Barris from Hollywood Curling. Not only did she come bearing gifts, she brought me a Hollywood Curling shirt and a Hollywood Curling hat
Whoa.
that she had promised me like when she was running the club, and it was her personal hat. And she's like, I'm never going to wear this again. So she gave it to me. And I felt very privileged to receive it. But she, tomorrow, she rally races now. Overland rally races. And her Rebel rally starts tomorrow. So I'm going to be watching that on the interwebs.
I want to talk to her and figure out, like, how do you start that? Or get into it, like...
I have no idea. I know she and her husband have a number of Land Rovers, and they have a podcast about Land Rovers and stuff. I've listened to a few episodes. It's entertaining. But she starts tomorrow, so I want to wish her luck. Even though it's
It'll be over by the time this
probably
airs.
be over by this comes out, but, you know.
Or
good luck.
she'll be mid-race.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something.
do you know what the name of the podcast is off? by chance?
Their podcast is the Underpowered Hour.
Underpowered Hour. Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, there's some good episodes out.
Okay. Should we talk about curling today?
Sure.
I suppose we
I
should,
suppose
huh?
we could. I mean, it is a curling podcast.
Might as well.
Technically.
We've already talked about racing and meat, so...
Yeah. So we've covered things that are also fun, but not curling. Curling has started pretty much.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
For some people.
Yeah. Like,
There was already, like, one
was
major...
it end of August?
Yeah, there
Were
was
the
multiple
first, like-
spiels in August.
Yeah.
Not just fun spiels, like serious cash ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, cash spiels and is something. Maybe you can explain this to me. There's like the stew cells tankard and these tankards up. Is tankard just like a? They don't want to call it a bond spiel or a cash spiel. What makes an event a tankard?
Yeah. They're trying to just make it sound fancier.
Got it. Okay.
Is it
Stew.
the shape of the trophy?
Yeah, I think it's
Well,
kind of the shape
okay.
of a trophy. But
Got it.
So Stu is a real estate agent in the Toronto area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was aware of that.
And he is a huge advocate for the sport of curling. And so he decided, 15 years ago to start a bonspiel that he was going to sponsor.
Mm-hmm.
And he just called it the Stu Sells Tankard. And then it kind of exploded into about 5 different bonspiels that are all called the Stu Sells something or other.
Okay.
And they've ranged from fairly small, kind of second tier, third tier
Okay.
spiels
Yeah.
to like as good as there are on tour
Mm-hmm.
spiels.
Okay.
World level teams, like top level teams. Going
Yeah, so like some of them are very regional, like local Toronto, Southern Ontario teams. that, may or may not make the Ontario championship to having, 10 of the top 15 teams in the world show up.
Sure.
But no, Stu's he's a very energetic dude. He puts a lot of money where his mouth is as far as sport and curling.
That's great.
And he can call his bonspiels anything he wants as far as I'm concerned.
Cool.
He's writing the check. That's okay.
Yeah.
Just wasn't 100% sure what a tankard was.
Yeah. I think it's just a
Cool.
fancy word for
Love it.
A fancy
championship
beer
trophy.
stein.
Well, yeah, I mean, a fancy beer stein. I figured it was
Yeah.
like isn't one of the, I think one of the NHL trophies is called a tankard, isn't it?
Well, it used to be called the Briar Tankard.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
The big
thing that
cup
they bring out,
thing
yeah.
used to be. I don't know of what this thing. I don't think the one that they have nowadays is called that, but the old cool-looking one that they had in the 70s and 80s and 90s was called the Briar Tankard.
Okay. I love it. I love it. Yeah, high level curling has started. It just seems too early. But
I would, yeah. So this is a conversation that we can have just in general about curling. When should the curling season start? When should it start for recreational? When
How
should
many
it
months
start?
off should these competitive teams have?
Oh yeah, that's a whole other question there.
Because there's even a couple spiels after Worlds.
Yep. So
that
the spiels
gets into
end.
May. That gets into May.
Yeah, I would say there's probably one or two major spiels late April into May.
Mm-hmm.
So far there's none in June or July.
Nothing major.
So there's 2 months, and then plus another couple weeks on either end. So you're only looking at 3 months,
and
that doesn't include prep before the first one.
Well, it does, because a lot of these teams are fine. There's ice somewhere, so they're doing some prep.
I mean, the top teams here are going to Minnesota.
They're on
and
the
training.
ice at least a few times during the summer before they don't just show up cold or hot.
It just,
so
I
to
don't
speak.
know. I mean, there's not another season, like professional sports season, that's that long, is it? Baseball's not that long.
No, I mean,
Close.
Hockey's pretty long. Hockey ends in June, and they're doing preseason by early September.
They're just finishing. The opening night was
2
last
days
night.
ago.
Yeah, or 2 days ago. So I guess that's close.
It's close.
But I was just gonna.
Basketball ends in June, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, they
and that
start in
starts
a few weeks.
shortly. Yeah.
So
I don't know.
my personal take
They
on
also get paid a lot more than crows do.
they do get
Fact.
paid. They get paid. Period.
Right.
Yeah.
My personal take is that you shouldn't be curling when it's 90 degrees outside in championship level events. Even if it's not an actual championship, but just
Yeah. Well,
it's too early in my opinion.
Well, the event before was the top team won $50,000 Canadian.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. And I mean,
I can understand if it's a smaller warm up thing, but
when I'll age myself here a bit. Now, back in my day, speaking of being an old grumpy guy, shaking your fist at the
Can we get some old timey music?
people going down the street
Maybe I put
too
this-
fast. Slow down! I threw a baseball at a high school kid who
put
drove
this
past my house too fast a
Let's
couple
see if I
weeks
can
ago.
put this part in the podcast in black and white for you, Craig.
Yeah, maybe put in
Like
some
you threw it at his car?
Yeah, I threw it at his car. The kid can't. I'm out in the street playing catch with my 9-year-old, and this high school kid just comes. He probably ran the stop sign, like I'm the second house in from a corner. And he probably ran the stop sign, but I had my back to him, so I don't know. But he's just, like, gunning it down my street. It's a 25-mile-an-hour residential street. There's, like, 25 kids that live on my block.
There you
like,
go.
it's a long block,
Yes.
but there's so many kids on my street.
Mm-hmm.
And this kid kind of guns it. And I turn around and I give him one of these, like, stick my hands out, like, what are you doing? Slow, like, he should see me and realize that he shouldn't be gunning it.
Yeah.
And he gunned it even harder.
Mm-hmm.
And I happened to have a baseball in my hand, so I threw it at him. And I didn't throw it hard. I glanced it off the hood, and he, like, slams on the brakes. He's like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, there are so many kids that live on this street. I'm like, if you have a problem driving the right speed or even close to the right speed and I have the chance to throw a baseball at you to slow down, I'm gonna do it. Like, if you have a big problem with this, I would love to discuss it with your parents. Send them over. Like, you know where I live, it's right here.
Yeah.
Like, send your parents over, I'll talk to them. So that's my old man shaking my fist story of the summer. Anyways, let's go back to curling. Back in my day, when we were all farming and we had to wait for the ice to freeze on the lakes.
Yeah.
No. Like, there was very, very little curling before mid-October when I started playing.
Yeah.
And
I remember when the Halloween spiel in Madison was like the big warm-up spiel.
that was the big warm-up spiel in the States.
Yeah.
And there was one also it was called the North Shore Curling Club down in Chicago, which doesn't exist anymore.
They had one like late September.
They had one, that first week of October, end of September. And then really the next spiel in the U.S. that any like good teams went to was the Halloween spiel.
Yeah.
And then there was like the Madison or
feel like
St. Paul Cash and Duluth Cash and
Yep.
Stevens Point Cash all kind of rotated around there in November and December.
Yeah.
And then played out, and I will admit that that's probably too late. Like, I mean, because really the first major cash spiel was usually St. Paul, which was always the weekend right after Thanksgiving. It was Thanksgiving weekend.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's probably too late. But that's a U.S. Thanksgiving, by the way, not Canadian Thanksgiving, which just happened this past weekend.
This past weekend, yeah.
Merry Thanksgiving to
Do they have
Canadians.
turkey and stuff up there?
They do. They don't
do it?
treat it quite the same as
Not
we
quite,
do.
okay.
I mean, like, it's a day off. Everybody, they
Yeah.
kind of get together, but like it's a whole other thing down here. Like, it's 5 times the event here as it
They
is
don't have
there.
like Black Friday up there after it, do they?
I think they just have Black Friday when we have Black Friday.
Got it. Okay.
But I, at the end of my curling career, we were playing like pretty major cash spiels the last week of August, which was annoying to me. Like, I want to, personally, I want to like see summer out and enjoy it, and I definitely don't want to curl before Labor Day in anything serious at all. But, I mean, the way that rankings go and everything else, I can understand the pressure on these teams, especially the teams that aren't like 1 through 10 or 1 through 8, to make sure that they start early to get some points, to make sure they get into all the slams.
Are teams starting early? Like, teams start early, then are they then peaking too early, or
I think
does it
there's
just because of, or just be it makes a longer grind throughout the year?
It makes for a longer grind. So I'm not sure that they peak too early, but I definitely think that you way, way up the risk of burning out.
You burn out. You don't recover from maybe a injury as fast because
Yeah.
you have to keep playing.
Yeah.
So there's a higher risk of that.
And I think also, like, there's a lot of team dynamics that happen on a curling team. It's only 4 people, 5 people maybe, a coach maybe, and you spend a lot of time with these people, and when you tack on an extra month, an extra 2-3 events, like,
That's a lot of time.
it's a lot of extra time away for essentially amateur athletes, and it's also, like, you can get sick of people, and like all of a sudden things start going south, and you're like, oh my god, I got 4 more months of this guy, know, and then that just builds on itself. The best teams, that's not a problem, and the teams that have the best support systems and coaches and whatnot, it's not a problem. But I don't know. Like, there's a lot more.
Is it one more thing to add on to a big dividing line between the top teams and the up and coming teams, where the top teams are going to have that funding for travel and the coach, and they can afford to take a leave of absence from work because they're out of vacation time. Because the team has the funds for this.
Yeah,
So,
I would say to an extent, it definitely could further the haves and the have-nots situation. And maybe that's like, it's a step toward professionalism in our sport. But maybe it's a step too far. Maybe it's great. Maybe it's not enough. Who knows? I mean, like, that's a million other episodes and discussions, but I don't know. I did not want to start as early as we did the last several years.
Sure.
And
it just seemed like this year is, holy cow, there's like legit curling going on.
Yeah. And
I
like the 1 or 2 spiels is one thing, but when there's like starting whatever, that 2nd, 3rd week of August, there was like a decent size event every single week.
Agreed.
And like Delaney Strauss, she's
been on fire.
She was at the junior camp that I was at the first week.
Oh, really?
The first week of August. She was coaching. She was helping coach.
Got it.
And she was leaving, like, I can't remember if she left like basically the day after the camp ended, or if she was leaving the following week.
Mm-hmm.
But she's probably played 6 or 7 spiels already, and it's
Yes. She has, and like 4 of them, she's like won, runner-up, semi-finalist, something like that. So,
so she's been to Europe. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's too early.
Did they go to the Baden Masters?
No, there was
something. I don't know.
There was something. I think they went to Scotland. I think Drobkin's team, they went to Switzerland and Scotland. They played back-to-back weekends over there in like August.
It's crazy.
So I don't know. So anyways, my take is, I think competitive curling,
it's changing.
I wish
it
didn't start quite as early as it did. I think it's better than probably when it used to start, when I first got onto the scene. But I don't know. What about regular curling?
Well,
at the club?
Hold that thought, because we got to get to sponsor.
Okay.
Ad. We got to talk about Modus Financial, because we all love Modus Financial. They are your credit card processing, point of sale company. ModusCC.com. Modus Financial is your credit card processing and point of sale technology solution partner. Our club uses it. Mason's got companies all over. If you need a credit card swiper, they got those. If you just need an online store like Craig has,
they have those.
They have those as well. Visit moduscc.com and Mason can get you set up. So they are secure. They are as secure as you can get in credit card processing companies, and they know what they're doing.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to say one of the best
No.
things. Yeah, you don't tell me no. I know I'm the dumb one. I'm not that dumb.
Okay, let's hear it.
One of the best things to come out of early season, Team McCarville's jerseys.
Those are
They're
some
pretty
sweet
dope.
jackets.
Look like the old school Minnesota North Stars.
Yep.
Yeah.
And apparently they've aligned with like a local hockey team, the Thunder Bay Stars or something.
North.
North
I don't know,
Stars.
whatever.
I don't know. Pretty dope. I've
Everything that team does just turns to gold.
Oh,
Except
heck yeah.
except the finals of the
Except the
Scotties,
finals of the
unfortunately. Someday
Yeah.
I'm really pulling for them to break
Maybe
through.
Andrea Kelly will put them over the
Oh,
top.
yeah, that's a good addition to the team.
I
She's
agree.
a strong player.
I agree. But I've tweeted at them, and can you still call it tweeting? Now that it's X? I don't know. I think it's
let's
gonna be.
not get
It's
into
always
that.
gonna be Twitter
Yeah,
for me. Like
yeah, sure.
like it's always Miller.
Xing sounds dumb.
Like it's always gonna. It's like it's always Miller Park.
Xing
So,
sounds dirty.
count-
Maybe we should
Stadium.
switch to that other one. I don't know what it's even called.
Truth Social.
No, not that one. No. When,
I don't.
Damn it.
that's hilarious. I don't remember what it is. Forget it. I'll do some research for next week.
But I've tweeted at Dynasty and at Team
Instagram? Is that what we're
McCarville.
talking about?
It
Instagram?
was like this. It was like this new like.
Are you talking
come
about
up-
Facebook, Craig?
No,
You're talking about Facebook?
No, God dang it, guys. No, I gotta look it up right now. All right, go ahead. You keep
But
talking.
I tweeted at Dynasty and at Team McCarville. I want to get my hands on one of those, either a jacket or a jersey or something. They're pretty sharp looking in my book. So
Okay.
if you're
Threads.
Threads.
It's like it's owned by Instagram, I believe. So I think you have to have an Instagram account.
I don't want to do all this stuff, Craig.
Yeah, I'm good with X.
I'm good
I don't
with-
care what it is. Twitter,
Wow,
X.
there's a bunch
I'm
of
just gonna call it
jackasses
Twitter.
everywhere.
Got it. Fact.
All right,
Like
so
on our show.
Let's get out of that.
Wait, huh?
All
Yep.
right. I
What
like
else?
their jackets.
They're
I
not
like
here
that
because they
team
look
in
good,
general.
Mike.
That's a great team.
Yeah.
Good personalities, good jackets,
Yes, I agree.
good people.
I agree.
Except
wish-
Andrea, I don't know her. She might
don't-
be a terrible person.
I don't really know her either, but she seems nice.
Yeah, she
I don't-
seems
but,
nice.
yeah,
She's probably
I-
not terrible.
No, probably not. But I would like one of their jackets. So
Okay.
if somebody in our listenership can make that happen,
Do it.
email the show and
We'll figure it out.
we'll figure it out.
All right. So when do you think club curling should start?
Halloween.
Halloween spiel.
Yeah.
Like for me, it's a Halloween spiel.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I
you
mean,
think we do it just about right in Madison? We're gonna have
Yes.
ice for a couple weeks prior to
Well,
that some
I've been-
people can use if
So
they
I've been
want.
doing it for 20 plus years here.
Uh-huh.
So yes, and that's what makes
But
sense. To
I
me,
think
but
it's the right amount of time. Baseball playoffs are just about done.
Uh huh.
It's pretty we got a couple more weeks of golf season.
Uh huh.
Fall there's not much better than fall golf. I like fall golf. Outside of trying to find
Your
your
ball
ball
in
if
the
there's
leaves.
too many leaves down.
That's
But
tough.
I like there's nothing much classier than playing golf in a pair of pants, and it's a lot more comfortable to play golf in a pair of pants when it's 55 as opposed to
You put the ass in
90.
class,
Yeah.
you don't put,
As opposed to 95 and
you
know
don't
whatever.
put the ass in jorts, Mike, is what you're saying?
Yeah, it's something. I don't know. Whatever. But then, it gets cold. You don't have as much light.
Uh huh.
Yeah, and then by the time our ice is done, golf season is almost upon us again, and the summer sports.
Sure.
And I think we do it just about right.
I think I could see being happy with us starting just a tiny bit earlier.
Sure.
But I don't want to curl in September even.
Right.
But if they had the ice ready, say the first couple days or first week of October, But I understand why logistically it's hard for us in our particular building.
Yes.
But in a perfect world, I would say that first week of October to have ice in. Maybe you start leagues for a week or two before the end of October. And then I do wish the season lasted in Madison just a couple weeks longer.
Really?
So we end like 1st of April is basically our shutdown date. Some days, some years it's a couple days before, some years it's a couple days after.
Leagues are basically done 2 weeks before that.
Right, and I think that in Madison we try to jam our leagues in to too short of a time frame.
Interesting.
At least for the leagues that are, the half season leagues. Like the full season, I get, like, you don't have to play full, like, double round robin where you play everybody twice. But we've got, essentially, we've got 6 sheets of ice.
18, 19 weeks. And
yeah, if you've got 6 sheets of ice, you essentially have, like, 13 teams in a league if you've got a bye team.
Yep.
And our leagues are like either 9 or 10 weeks long, and so then you don't get to play everybody. And some people, that's totally fine. I think that if we had an extra 3 weeks worth, a week earlier and a week or 2 later, then we could actually play a little bit more normal formats instead of having some of these kind of weird things that we string together in Madison.
I'm not sure if I want to get back from House of Hearts and play another like 3-4 weeks.
Sure. No, I get it. And by the end of the year, I'm basically done too, but I feel like I'd try that.
By the time March rolls around, like, I'm ready to be done. Like, I've had typically an enjoyable season, and I'm ready to not curl for a while. So by the time March comes around, like, I'm typically ready to be done.
So then maybe the solution for you, if you had the same beliefs as me about playing everybody, would be we would have to start a couple weeks earlier.
Yeah. I'd be okay with that.
I don't know. I just, like, I think I liked... One thing I liked about the old club, which was only 4 sheets, and it was falling into the ground, and it was, 100% needed to be replaced and updated, was
back in my day.
At least it like the leagues were very clear cut. Like, you play every single team once.
Okay.
And some of the leagues, like maybe there was still a playoff at the end, but it was like things weren't broken into different pools, or there weren't uneven numbers of buys between the teams and things like that, and it just made it a little cleaner.
Sure.
So that's, whatever. That's a problem that we have, and the next club over doesn't, or they have it for some other reason. So thanks for the beer there, Joel. Yeah. So what let's hear some feedback from out there in the world. When do you start? When do you want to start? When do you...
I think a lot of that...
Is your season just right? Too long? Too short? What do you think?
And why? You get 3 sentences to tell us, and then we'll read your response on the air.
Only 3 sentences, because the email is going to be full. So, like,
right. Yeah. We're going to have so many emails.
Because that's how email works.
Right.
You can email the show, curlingnation@curlingnetwork.com.
Okay. What should we talk about now?
All right. So we got a couple other things. Talk about there's a new USCA membership structure.
Mm-hmm.
We can bring it up. It's not voted on yet. It's not for sure, but we can do some broad strokes.
Let's do some very general broad strokes until it's passed. Yeah. Which is probably this weekend at the upcoming Members Assembly, which would have happened 3 days ago by the time this podcast comes out.
Ish, yes. Yeah, something like that.
But you can probably look it up online if you missed it.
Look up the USCA's website. I'm sure it's up there somewhere. Gotta hope so. But So members assembly meeting, they're talking about stuff, which actually at the member assembly they talk about some very useful stuff for curling clubs. So hopefully your curling club president is going, or somebody is.
Your representative.
Your curling club representative is going. If not, tell them they should, or you can log on and probably. I think they broadcast them online too.
Yeah, you could probably volunteer to be that person if nobody from your club is doing it.
But basically, it's a bunch of people from curling clubs talking about how they run curling clubs. So I've been to ones in the past. I think there's a lot of good information that's shared.
Nice.
It's just a bunch of curlers talking about how they run their clubs and best practice to do. So I think it's a good thing. But the new proposed dues structure.
Yeah.
So it used to be like so much per curler, and it was up to the curling club to report their dues honestly, which some clubs
Didn't always happen.
Some clubs were a little liberal with their math. But now that it's the overall structure was dedicated curling clubs $750 per sheet, arena clubs $300 per sheet, and then there was an additional tiered structure for individual membership. And then the curling club dues per sheet would get a discount based on how many individual memberships that the curling club would have of their members.
Okay.
Got it. That's the new proposed stuff.
Yep.
Got it.
And there was individual memberships were anywhere from $20 for a youth, $25 for basic. There was a second tier at $50. There's a competitive, so that's Kooch one at $100, and then there was a premium one at $500. And you can all look it up on the website, USCA's website, but like they would give you based on your tier, you could get discounts on tickets to championships, and also access to premium seating at championships.
Whoa!
So,
plenty of good seats still
Plenty of
available.
good
Let's
seats.
go. Boom.
Yeah.
Okay. Eventually, we're going to figure out where these championships are happening and when, and we'll talk about that
Yeah.
later.
Yeah. Well, the national championship is going to be in men's and women's is going to be in New Jersey.
Yeah, that's right.
We're
At a
not
sh-
talking about
at
that
a
now.
shopping-
We're going to figure that out later, Joel.
It's at a shopping. It's already been announced. It's at a shopping mall.
Yeah,
but
let's go.
we're gonna forget that and remember it twice before we need to actually discuss it.
Was Dean officially the CEO before the end of last season?
Yeah.
No.
No, I think he was
No,
the interim.
he was interim. He was announced after
Yeah,
the show was over.
I
Because
can't
we had
remember
him-
when that officially
We had him
happened.
on the second to the last episode, and he was talking about like he
Yeah, he
was
was up at like 500 nationals or
he
something.
was
right?
applying for the job.
I thought he'd already had the job.
I don't
but
know.
when we interviewed
he had
him
the job.
at Mixed,
He had the job as interim CEO.
I thought he'd already gotten the full-time gob.
No,
Yeah.
Gig.
Job.
Gig is what I was trying to say there. Instead, I said gob.
Back in my day, we called it God. No, he was.
You're
interim.
just champing at the bit to get that out.
I'm calling bullshit on that. That's chomping at the bit. We're gonna find this out. All right.
And as you know, we don't do research before or during the show. So
No.
Sometimes during, but
Sometimes
very
during,
rarely.
never before.
Never
rarely.
before.
Very seldom before.
only when there's fisticuffs about to come out.
Yeah.
Champing at the bit. Come on. Who says champing?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Anyway, anything else? This early in the season?
Oh man, I had something a minute ago.
Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to ruin it.
Forgot it.
Recast.
Oh
that
yeah, yeah. No, that's. We'll talk about that next time.
Okay.
So
recast. So just briefly, recast is going out of business, which was the U.S. Sorry, not the U.S. The World Curling's preferred streaming partner of choice.
Yeah.
Which is going out of business.
I think they're out of business.
They're out of business.
Like they've been out of business.
They're in the process of shutting down and selling all their stuff. So who knows what's going to happen?
Maybe somebody else bought all their stuff and is going to start the same exact thing.
Yeah. Who knows?
We don't know yet. But anyways.
Yeah. Mixed force is going on right now. That just got going.
Who is that from the U.S.? Is that Jed?
Yeah, that's Jed.
I think Jed and...
Jed and Cam are the two guys.
Uh-huh.
And then I don't know.
I think it's those young girls from Waltham.
Yeah, they're from Chicago. Right? Yeah. Waltham is Chicago, right?
No, it's
well, fine.
Very rural Illinois.
Got it.
A couple hours from Chicago. It's like a couple
they're
grain silos and a bar and a curling
Bella
club.
and May Hagenbach.
Yeah, they're great. They were at the junior camp.
Were they?
Yeah.
Good.
Cool. Dope.
Good for them.
Go Team USA.
Jed hails from the Chaska Club. Becca is Windy City and Waltham. And as is, so, they wrote this weird. Sorry.
Well, look, so this is what happens
glad
when we research during the show.
Don't give me that. I'm the dumb one. I can't read.
Yeah.
So. But I'm not doing that.
This is what happens when I tried to read the USCA stuff like live on the air without reading it first. Jed hails from Chaska. Becca and May they curl at Windy City and Waltham. And then Cam Rittenauer from Fergus Falls Curling Club.
Got it.
There you go.
North Dakota?
It's in Minnesota.
It's in Minnesota?
I think he curls mostly in North Dakota. Fergus Falls is, I don't know, maybe an hour or so from Fargo.
Okay.
It is the only scenic looking thing in between, like, Minneapolis and Fargo, if you're driving out I-94.
Mm-hmm.
It's just this town that, like, it kind of sits up on a hill, and there's a pretty little church, and there's a golf course that you can see, and you're like, oh, because for an hour and a half you've been saying, why the hell would anybody live out here? And for the next hour and a half you say, why the hell would anybody live out here? And then for like 2 miles you see like, oh, this looks like a nice little town.
Kind of Winona-esque, maybe.
Smaller. Smaller, much smaller. But
okay.
It's a nice looking little town in the middle of nowhere in western Minnesota.
Got it. Love it.
So, all right. Well, good luck to them.
Yeah.
Where is it? It's Scotland?
It's in Scotland.
Okay.
Cool.
Maybe they'll see the Loch Ness Monster. What do you guys think? Is that real or not?
No. Did you see the X footage of Bigfoot?
No.
Oh, man. Some people on a train in Colorado saw Bigfoot, allegedly.
Sure, it's not just some hairy hit.
It looks like some guy in a monkey suit, but...
All right.
But allegedly...
Is the video footage blurry?
I think it was on a cell phone.
On a train
going by.
If
it's not great. I mean,
if it's blurry, it's legit footage of Bigfoot.
It's not the worst footage I've ever seen, but it's not. I mean, yeah, whatever. It is what it is.
I don't think the Loch Ness Monster exists either. It's just they would have found that. It's too big of a thing.
Yeah.
To be in that.
Mm-hmm.
Although that lake is like 1,000 feet deep. I've been there. It's really a weird looking lake because it's only a couple miles across.
So isn't it also like always like overcast and like dim lit in Scotland and you can't really see and like
a lot of the time. I mean, I wouldn't say all the time.
Here's the Bigfoot footage. Yeah, see it?
Yeah, dude, that's some guy.
Yeah, I think it's
That's
just some
some
guy.
guy
He knows the
partridge
train.
hunting.
He knows the.
It's a hippie on shrooms. Like, it's fine.
I mean,
It's Colorado.
the dude definitely has a full like monkey suit on, but it's not. I don't know.
He's just
Well,
like out there partridge
yeah.
hunting or something.
Look who's getting all the likes and lulls now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's-
whatever.
Anywho,
Yeah. All right, hang
Bigfoot. I
on.
don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
Bigfoot exists. I don't think Loch Ness Monster exists though.
Yeah, maybe. We're gonna get to a new sponsor we got.
Woo!
Endgame Curling. You may fans of the show may remember us talking with Croy. I don't remember the exact episode number.
I think
but
that was season 1 though.
No, he
think
was
it
here. Like in this, it was last year.
he was
season.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
was
we
season
talked
3.
to him on season 1 too, though. Like I was here for one, and then I remember he came on when I was out of town once. But like we talked to him about his broom. I think on season 1, didn't
I
we?
think you're a big fat liar. I don't think we talked to Croy until last year.
We talked to Croy about the broom last year
Yeah,
because he sat right. He sat right
he
there.
sat right there
We
when
talked
you
about
weren't
the broom.
here.
I think we did it. I
No,
think we
you-
talked about it on
I think
season
you're
1
wrong.
too.
I think you're wrong, but that's fine. Anyway,
Yeah.
But all right, sorry
Let's-
to
anyway.
interrupt. You want to start over, Joel?
No. See, this is a value that the sponsors get with the podcast. Like- Sorry.
are
I
you
forgot-
bringing out the free brooms? Is that what
Sorry.
you're
I
saying?
I forgot
Everybody
the
gets free
air
broom.
quotes were
All
on.
right.
I forgot the air quotes were on value.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Got it. Sorry.
Croy's Endgame Curling is sponsoring the podcast, so we are happy to bring him on this year. I personally used an Endgame Curling broom for the past 2 years. I am happy with the broom. It's just as light as all the other ones, except for like the super ultra light ones. But we're talking only ounces difference. So it's as light as most of the light ones are out there.
Yes.
And you can just replace the fabric, so it's more economical to replace the head of your broom every year, like you should, like we all should. We don't, but we should. You can just change out the fabric, and that's a lot cheaper than changing out the entire head of a broom, because you can buy just the
Less
fabric.
waste.
Less waste, less
Yeah.
cost. He introduced a new travel broom this year.
Hmm.
This thing's dynamite, by the way.
It comes apart it basically just comes apart in half, right?
No, it
Three
comes
piece-
in three
three
pieces.
pieces.
It's 3 pieces.
I've got these suckers. I've sold
Yeah.
a few. I won't say my company because I'm not sponsoring the show. But over there,
Just say it. That's fine.
over there at Steve's Curling Supplies, we sold a few of these travel brooms, and he gave me a couple demos. The regular ones are going to be out any day before the end of October. He will have them ready for production. He's taking pre-orders. I'm taking pre-orders for both of his new products.
Cool.
But the travel broom, this is finally a travel broom I can get behind.
Wow.
All the other ones that I have seen in the past, I did not care for. I did not think they were either strong enough or light enough or whatever. This one
Yeah.
is nice, and it comes with a sweet little carry bag.
Whoa.
Can you like fully competitive sweep with this?
I'm not sure that you would use it for
Benny Heap-
championship
Ben-
play.
Benny
but-
Heaves is not sweeping with this.
Well, he might
Bro.
be able to,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure that he would, like, just because of
Yeah.
the question of having a 3-piece one. But
Yeah.
like for mere mortals sweeping,
For
it's
bond
great
spilling.
for going on an airplane and you don't want to
Yeah.
check a bag. It folds up small enough you can stick it in basically any carry-on.
And it's but basically it's strong enough for regular sweeping.
And it is
but-
strong enough for a regular sweeper. It might not be
Awesome.
strong enough for the strongest of strong sweepers, but it is strong enough for 99% of the people who ever have grabbed a curling broom, for sure. and it's light. It looks good. The travel bag is good.
Wow.
And yeah,
Ringing
I'll have
endorsement.
them in another week or two.
Okay.
Nice.
Excellent. So we all know that we love spieling. So check out endgamecurling.com. He added some hand grips that you can put on.
Yes, I will
The-
have
the
those
grooms
as soon as well.
on
And
broom,
those are kind of snazzy too.
Yeah.
If you got hand slipping problems with your current broom.
Got it.
And he's also changing the head
Oh, geez.
on his main broom. He's gonna
It's got
he's gonna
smaller.
keep he's gonna
He's
keep
gonna
the
update.
original size, and he's also introducing a smaller size
Yeah.
Excellent.
head,
Yep.
which I have not seen yet.
Got it.
But that will also be available
Maybe-
before the end of October.
I'm
Okay.
interested in maybe.
Maybe we should
Seen one of
get
those.
some we can show them on the podcast where the thing is.
Maybe
Yeah,
I'll
thanks.
bring one on.
Yeah, maybe.
Do it.
Yeah, too. Yeah. All right. Thanks to Endgame Curling for sponsoring the show. Visit endgamecurling.com to get yourself a good broom.
Sweet.
What should we talk about now? Or are we just gonna say that's
know.
enough of this?
Oh, we got mixed fours.
probably it.
We did that. The Pan Continental Curling Championship is
Oh, that's-
coming up in Kelowna, BC.
That will determine which teams go to
Which
the
teams-
World Championship
Yeah.
from Asia and North America.
Basically, if you're not from Europe, you go here.
Right.
Yeah.
Who's
And
going?
what's top?
Dropkin or Schuster?
I think Dropkin's going.
Dropkin.
Dropkin's going.
And-
And Peterson? Or
I think
must be Peterson.
it's gotta be top. I think.
Yeah, I think
I
Peterson.
would think.
Okay.
Because of what? I mean, it would either be Peterson or Strauss, right?
So we don't do research for the show, but we're
No.
guaranteed.
We're guaranteeing it's
It's one of those
Dropkin
two.
and Peterson.
I'm almost positive it's Dropkin.
It is.
I'm not sure about
Yeah,
Peterson.
I think you're right. So, speaking of Team Dropkin,
Yes.
they on the Twitter, the X, whatever we're
Yeah.
calling it, they have a new feature.
Oh, I saw this.
That
I love this.
is Mark. I'm drawing a blank. Fenner. Mark Fenner. Kooch.
Kooch.
They have a little segment now that they're doing, like Kooch does stuff.
Yep. I saw this.
And
This is
so
great.
the very first one, I think they were just kind of putting it out there, like sort of as a joke or whatever. And they were in Europe, and I think one of the guys on his team must have just bet him that he couldn't. Like, do you think you could just jump over that fence?
Yeah.
And so they filmed him, and he jumped over the fence. And then they said, Kooch does stuff. And so I like to mouth off to these guys because that's just what I do. And so I reply on the Twitter, like, does that mean like we can ask you guys to do things?
Yeah.
Or we can say suggestions, and Kooch you'll choose, and Kooch will do some of these things when he goes to Spiels.
Yeah.
And they said, yeah, ask away. And I said, I said how excited I was for it. And I'm happy to say that
good.
my suggestion was the first fan suggestion that he took, because I took a couple days to try and think about it. I didn't want to just pull one out right away.
Is there a hashtag for this? Or like,
Just
what
go
is
to
that?
go to Team Dropkin or Young Bucks, whatever their Twitter handle is.
Yeah. I'm searching for it, but like,
I said
God, they post so much.
they do post a lot.
Christ.
I said,
They're
well,
trying
I
to
see
gain
that
a
you guys
social
are
media
going to Oakville. I would like to see Kooch jump into Lake Ontario. And so, whatever. They send me a text back, or they retweet something, and they're like, it's a screenshot of a text message that whoever's running the account sent to him. And Kooch said, we'll get it done. And so sure enough, like a week later, they go to Oakville.
Yep.
And a couple days later, this tweet comes on,
Yep.
and
I saw this.
it's
This was
Kooch.
dynamite.
and they like walk up to a public beach, and it wasn't even it was like a rocky beach. It wasn't even like a nice sandy beach.
No, yeah,
and
yeah.
it looked like they went on a terrible day.
Yeah.
It looked cold
looked
and
cold
windy and
just
overcast.
gross.
And I mean, it was like summertime, so I don't know. They could have waited a day or gone a day earlier. And it probably would have been 80 and sunny. And instead, he just takes off his shirt and his shoes, and he
Yeah.
just goes and he runs and he jumps right in the lake. It was fantastic.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I thought it was pretty good.
So I will say that I have also suggested, because they are going to Niagara Falls next week for a slam,
Yeah.
I said, well, maybe you should go over the falls in a barrel. And I haven't heard back yet.
I think that should, wasn't Tom on the show? Tom almost killed himself. Maybe you should try it a second time.
Tom almost died. Yeah.
I only wanted to see Kooch do these things, though. Because
that's fine,
that's
that's
kind
fine.
of the...
No, I know.
I like
That's the bit.
Yeah, we gotta come up
That's
with
the bit. Kooch
Yeah.
does
All right,
things. So
All right, yeah, we gotta come up with something for Kooch to do.
yeah.
Curling Nation followers, you could make some suggestions on follow the Young Bucks.
Yeah. Do a little research. I actually researched them.
Yeah.
I don't research for this show, but I researched like what spiels are these guys going to? What weird things can I ask them to do? Like I want them to do something as dumb as possible.
Let's find out
without getting hurt.
Let's find out some food that he just hates.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. What does he hate?
I don't know. We can talk to friend of the show, Tom. How?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, anyways, if he does enough fun things, we'll have to get him on the show.
Yeah, we could probably do that. If he follows through and does some cool stuff.
Yeah. My only big problem with that guy though is he likes the Astros.
Yeah.
And
bunch of cheaters.
They cheat, so
yeah.
I don't know. He's liked them since he was a little kid. I give him shit about it all the time, but
as one should.
That was going to be our pandemic Halloween spiel costume before the 2020 happened.
Oh yeah, like you were gonna get Astros and
no,
just
we're gonna
walk
be the
around
Astros and just like
walk around with a garbage can.
Yeah, just like on the ice, just bang garbage can, bang bang bang. He's playing a draw. Yeah, dumbass. You just said he's playing a draw. Like.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Bang, bang, bang! He's going for a beer. But
you just walk out there, start kicking stones around, whatever, man.
There you go.
We won't get into that baseball politics right now because I'm still mad.
Still mad at the
7
Astros.
years later. I'm so mad at them. I'll never pull for that franchise again. I even like them less than the Yankees. Here I am, just alienating people left and right now.
Wow.
I know it's hard to say that.
I remember being up north hunting with you, and we watched Jose Altuve hit that home run, and we were just like,
we were
that was
so
awesome.
happy. It was so amazing. They beat the Yankees.
Yeah.
I couldn't have been more excited. The guy's my size.
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
like 5'6", 5'7". He can, granted, he can hit home runs. I can't.
Right.
But
true story. But
maybe if I knew the curveball was coming.
Yeah.
Because I had a buzzer on from the dugout and they were all cheating, then I could hit
Maybe
a home
you could get
run.
more base hits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can he hit a car with a baseball? Probably.
I bet he could. I bet he could.
It's probably going to cost him a lot more money than it did you. So.
Yeah. Oh, man. There's a car full of teenage kids, and they're all just like, they deserved it. If they really had a problem with it, they either would have gotten out and beat me up, or they would have come back with their parents.
Yeah.
And I think they probably realized as they
that wasn't going to go well.
Either way,
they're not going to relay this story to the parents.
No, the parents were never going to find out about the baseball that glanced off the hood of the car.
Love it.
So
awesome.
I'll let you know if I throw anything else at a car anytime soon.
Appreciate it.
I told my neighbor across the street who's got two little kids.
Yeah.
Three little kids.
Yeah.
And he said, "Oh, was it the green car?" I said, "No, this thing was like brown." He's like, "Oh, I almost threw a rock at the green car the other day." And so it's like, all right, man.
Note to self, don't drive fast down Craig's Road.
Yeah. You never know. That same neighbor had a mariachi band in his backyard for a party, by the way.
Yeah.
That was maybe the highlight of my like early fall, late summer.
Wow.
Was we just we get invited to the neighbor's house for a party for celebrating like Mexican Independence Day.
Okay.
And there's a full 5-piece mariachi band that played on his patio. It was fantastic.
That's amazing.
That sounds great.
It was amazing. It was great. If you ever have a chance to go to a party with a mariachi band, you should go.
Do it. Don't pass it up. Got it. Note to self. All right.
So,
Great.
and then somebody called the cops on us.
What? For
Yeah.
being too loud?
Yeah. And the cop came by and he's like, somebody called and said you guys were being too loud and like, do you have a mariachi band? And the guy's like, yeah. He's like, that is awesome. And he's like, I had to come by, but like, that sounds really fun. And then he just like drove away. So
That's great.
I don't know how crabby do you
man.
got to be to complain about a mariachi.
A mariachi band.
And it wasn't even late. It was like 8:30.
Maybe they're just cranky. They didn't get invited. Who knows?
Maybe.
Man, that's lame. That's awesome. You guys have a mariachi band? Yeah, you want to come listen to a song?
He sat there. He had his
They want
windows
hot
down, and he's like, "Oh, that's pretty great."
That's cool. That's awesome.
So
Nice.
that's my piece of advice for anybody going to a party. If if you just really want to impress your friends sometime,
Just get
surprise them with a
get
mariachi band at your own party.
Dude.
Like, even if it's for no reason.
Life
at
goals.
all. Yeah,
New life goals. All right.
It was fun.
How much do you think a mariachi band costs
I have no
for
idea.
a party?
I don't know. Well, I mean, they had the outfits. They had the big. One guy had the big.
Had the
huge,
big guitar.
giant guitar.
Yeah.
Here's a guitar.
Oh,
Nice.
I love
There's
that.
a couple horns. Couple violins.
This sounds amazing.
It was great.
God.
There's 5 of them. There's 2 violins.
How long did it play? A couple hours? Like,
Yeah, let's say an hour
They do
and a
like-
half.
Just all the way through. No, they didn't like do a set and then take a little break and then do another set.
They'd stop for a couple
yeah.
minutes, but I wouldn't
Sure.
call it a whole set. Like
Got
it
it.
wasn't like a set break. It was like,
Wasn't
all
it?
right, well, what song are we gonna sing next? Or
Cool.
did they need to bring like speakers and like all the stuff, or just like
They had microphones,
the microphones? And
but
so,
they
like,
didn't have
microphone, like,
speakers.
just like one speaker for the microphone, and
Yeah, they didn't have. They
Okay.
didn't need speakers for the
So,
instruments. I
not
mean,
like
they're
That's
just playing
awesome.
in somebody in our
Yeah.
backyard, so or in
That's
the
great.
neighbor's
I love
backyard.
that. That's so awesome.
So it was
Good.
fun.
good to know.
Yeah,
Good to know.
but I don't think you could ever go wrong with a
Man, we should get a
mariachi
mariachi
party.
band in studio.
I mean,
House mariachi
I don't know if
band.
there's room, but yeah,
we're gonna make room.
We'll
if-
talk to
Yeah.
Mason. Maybe Mason will get us a mariachi band for the finale
Yeah.
this year or something.
maybe.
Yeah. Well, we can should certainly take this show on the road if we're gonna like.
Well, if we can get a
if there's
mariachi
if
band,
there's
yeah,
a mariachi band involved, like
we'll figure it
we're
out.
going like. I know how to stream shit. Like we can just take it somewhere. And
Oh,
just
let's do that. Yeah.
set it up with mariachi.
It
band.
it got such rave reviews from everybody who attended that I have a feeling that this is going to be an annual event now.
Oh,
with
man.
with a mariachi band at my neighbor's house.
I'm gonna have to come over more often and introduce myself so I get an invite next year or something.
Well, I'll let you know. I don't.
All right.
He's a nice guy. I don't think he'd even mind if you just showed up.
Just showed up and just
Yeah.
be
They
like,
need
I was
homemade-
told there was to be a mariachi band. Yeah, come on over. Great.
Do
Awesome.
they eat some homemade meats?
Yeah,
for,
Probably. Do you know how to make any Mexican flavored like chorizo?
He could learn.
I can figure it out pretty quick because I can make a pretty mean brat. So
Sure.
it's just spiced differently and shaped differently. So
There you go.
yeah,
Great.
Okay.
Love it when a plan comes together.
I don't have a great grandfather's recipe for chorizo,
Maybe he does.
but yeah, I can make.
He might.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'd share his great grandfather's recipe though. If he had
Well, he
it.
can just give me the spice mix. Like, he can make the spice mix and just give me the packet and just
Sure.
There
and
you
then
go.
I can assemble it.
Boom.
Okay.
I write
That's
that
it.
down. Mariachi band, chorizo,
There might be research.
sausage.
Okay, we should wrap this one
Yeah,
up.
we're
That's
getting-
the kind of research I'm
it's
gonna
coming
do.
off the rails here. I
Um,
don't think we have any more
It-
curling to talk about. We
It
should,
was never on the rails, Mike.
no, that's probably
never
true.
on the rails.
That's true. Yeah. If we're gonna have some guests this year, I assume.
Yep.
Hell
It'll be the
yeah,
same
we
as
are.
last
We'll
year.
figure it out.
Have some guests. We'll have some interviews. Might do
biggest
some other
year yet for guests. We got them all lined up.
Yep, sure do. All the people are gonna be on.
Hey, if you want somebody on, send us an email.
yeah.
Maybe
We'll do our
we'll
Yeah.
take it into consideration.
We
Yeah.
can. We're like probably 1 or 2 degrees away from like every curler on the planet. between us.
Yeah, probably.
1.
1 degree of Kevin Bacon away from all curlers on the planet.
One
Yeah,
of the 3 of us knows somebody who knows every other,
probably true. Yeah.
at least, like, famous-ish curler.
Fair.
Um,
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll do our best. We'll have some interviews.
Yeah. We'll have some fun.
We'll have some fun.
yeah, lots of fun. We'll have some beers.
Hopefully some more meats.
Yeah, hopefully there's more meat. I like the meat.
Man, if we blew our meat budget in the first show, that would stink.
Just put that in
We'll
a
just put it-
Ziploc and
put it
put
in
it in
the-
the freezer, and we'll
It'll-
eat the rest of it in 2 weeks.
I've got more. So,
Okay.
Great. All right.
so yeah, that's what we got.
Craig.
Mike.
Not Craig.
All right. Season 4. 4. This many. In the books. Episode 1. Thanks again to our sponsors, Modus Financial. That's at moduscc.com, and endgamecurling.com. Visit our sponsors and get some stuff if you need it. Even if you don't, maybe visit them. Email the show, curlingnation@curlingnetwork.com. Hit us up on the Twitter, the Facebook. I'm at the Mike720, Curling Craig. Do you have an X? Do you Twitter?
I don't have an X. I have a Twitter.
Whatever. X. I'm not calling it X either. It's still Twitter.
I run the Curly Nation one.
Oh, Curling Nation. All right.
Or at Joel Dietz, but
Yeah.
yeah.
That's it. We'll have some guests. The 3 of us will prattle on for the next several weeks.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
We'll try to get better.
We'll try to get.
Without research.
That's it for this week. Curling Nation out.